So what's wrong with this picture? Do you need a hint? I'm pretty sure rain is not supposed to fall through stone coverings like this. What you're looking at is an immersion breaking, an annoying problem that Skyrim has. You aren't actually sheltered from rain. What we need is real shelter. I'm Sloth, and I'm here to guide you using the Nexus Mod Manager. Let's get started. On the Real Shelter Nexus page, if you scroll down to the Requirements section, you'll see that we need SKSE and TES5 Edit. If you've done a lot of modding, you probably at least have SKSE, but just in case, all you have to do is go to the SKSE website and download the 7-zip archive. After that, you just drop some files into your Skyrim data folder and you should be good to go. Another way to install it is through an auto installer, which is highlighted here, and that should do all the hard work for you. If you're still not sure how to do this, there's also a tutorial video by Gopher linked in the SKSE page, which should help you out. The next tool we're going to need is the most up-to-date version of TES5 Edit, or as I'll simply call it, TES5 Edit. The latest version is linked on the Real Shelter mod page and can be found on the Nexus. You will have to download and install it manually, so let's do that now. Once you've downloaded TES5 Edit, you'll notice it comes in the form of a 7-zip archive. You'll need a tool to open up the archive and to take out what we need. I personally use and recommend 7-zip, but there are others out there such as WinRAR as well. They're free, and I'll put a download link in the video description below. Once you've opened up the archive, we need to extract the Edit Scripts folder, the Skyrim hard-coded DAT file, and tes5edit.exe. I'll just extract mine to my desktop. Once you've taken out what we need, we're going to cut and paste these into our Skyrim data folder. If you don't know where that is, it's usually located in the Program Files, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Skyrim, and then finally the data folder. Go into the data folder, right-click, and select Paste. Now let's go back to the Real Shelter mod page, and we're ready to download the main file. After downloading the file, open up the Nexus Mod Manager. I'll be using the alpha version of the Nexus Mod Manager, but it will work just the same if you're using the beta version. Under the Immersion category, find and activate Real Shelter. After activating Real Shelter, go to your Plugins tab on the left. At the bottom of your mod list, you should see two new ESPs, the RS Patch and RealShelter.esp. Keep the RS Patch at the bottom, but move the RealShelter.esp as high as you can on your mod list. Now go back over to the Mods tab on the right. At the top center of the Nexus Mod Manager, you should see a folder with a red arrow coming out of it. Click on that and select Open Game Folder. Next, go into your Skyrim data folder, and in here you should see a new folder named RS Patcher. This was added when you activated Real Shelter earlier. Inside this folder, at the very bottom of the list, you should see the RS Patcher with a TES5 Edit icon. Double-click on this to start the Real Shelter patching process. What should happen next is that TES5 Edit should open up, and you'll be prompted with a list of all your mod plugins. You need to make sure all of them are selected, especially the first one simply called Skyrim. After that, you'll see a long list of information TES5 Edit is gathering from your mod list on the left. How long this takes depends on how many mods you have. Next, a window will show up, and this is where we make our patch. On the left side, you'll get some important information on possible mod conflicts, or mods the patch will help make compatible. On the right, Frostfall users will get some important options. If you use Frostfall, read these carefully and choose any that apply to you. If the section is grayed out, that means you need the Frostfall Tent-Add On for Real Shelter by 310, and I'll put a link in the description below. Once you're ready, you can go ahead and select Create Patch on the bottom left. Once you've hit Create Patch, a prompt will come up and tell you that in order to create the patch, you'll need to add the following files to RS Patch as masters. Just keep hitting yes each time it asks. Even with all my mods, this only happened about 2 or 3 times. Then just let the script do its thing until it says it's finished on the bottom left. Once it's finished, you can exit TES5 Edit and save the changes to the rspatch.esp by hitting OK. You'll need to redo this patching process anytime you change weather mods or EMBs with custom weathers that you want to make compatible with Real Shelter. To make life easier, The mod author highly recommends that you create a shortcut to the RS patcher so that you can quickly double-click it and repatch when you need to. Let's go in game and make sure everything looks alright. Now that we're in game, I'm going to be testing out the same place where we started in the video. Now, in this save game, I actually waited in game a few days until it started raining naturally, which the mod author says is the best way to test things out. As you can see, rain is no longer clipping through the stone covering, and real shelter rain is working. Now when I first went in game, this was not working perfectly. After asking the mod author, and after doing some testing, it turns out that turning off one of the options in the MCM menu called Fluid Transitions fixed everything. Part of the problem is that I had too many other script-heavy mods, and I'm also running the game on a slower hard drive rather than a solid-state drive. In the MCM menu, you can also change the textures for both rain and snow while under shelter. It can be difficult to get seamless transitions if using various different weather overhauls or textures, but you can come pretty close with some mixing and matching. In this video, I tested using Vanilla Weathers and True Storms by Fading Signal, along with Texture Override number 2 in the MCM menu. I've seen better, but I've seen much worse too. So it's raining, there's no rain clipping through, and we finally have some real shelter in our game. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe or check out my other simple and easy to follow tutorials. If you found this helpful, share it with someone else who might need it, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.